Do you ever feel like nothing's working in your life, like you're not getting what you want? Maybe God or the universe has abandoned you? Well, I'm going to talk about how you can change that, how you have the power within you to change your circumstances, the physical circumstances of your life, the things that are showing up in your life right now. If you've experienced long periods of emotional pain, trauma, negative thinking, frustration, anger, all of the things that we say are negative emotions because they don't feel good, we are contributing to the negative circumstances in our life because it is the thoughts, the feelings, and the beliefs that we are sustaining, holding on to, that are taking up the primary focus throughout our day that are creating our reality. Because our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs make energetic impressions on the subconscious mind. So, what happens is when you have a thought or a belief, you're planting a seed from the conscious, where you have that thought, the conscious mind, where you have that thought, and you're planting a seed into this subconscious. So the conscious is the masculine active principle, and the subconscious mind is the feminine receptive principle. So that part of you just takes in what it's given. And because it's the feminine principle, it goes into a period of gestation and then birth. So it takes what's given and it births it into physical reality. But there's always a lag. There's always that pregnancy time, so to speak, where you've got those seeds that have been planted and the time they come to fruition. And that is the time where there's that lag between the time that we're really immersed into those thoughts, feelings, and beliefs to the time that we actually see the result of it out picturing in our physical life. So it can be a little bit difficult to understand, well, why are things going so bad right now when they seemed good just a few weeks ago or a few months ago? Well, it's because of that lag time, because when you are thinking, feeling, believing a certain way, and it becomes your focus in life. So this is what you're focusing on all the time. You're always thinking about this problem or obsessing about this person or focused on the money issues, all your debt, and that you don't have enough money to pay your bills and you don't have enough money to buy what you want. So you're in this negative focus around money, that these are energetic impressions being made on the subconscious mind. Well, the subconscious mind doesn't discriminate between good thoughts and negative thoughts, thoughts that are positive or negative. It just says okay. So its job is to take what it's given and produce the fruit into the outside world. This is why we have to develop mastery over our conscious mind. And this is the only thing we have control of. This is the only way we can influence the subconscious mind in a good way to get the results that we want in our life, is we have to gain mastery over the conscious mind, which is what we are thinking, feeling, and believing on a daily basis. Where is our focus? And this is a discipline. It takes time to work it out. But if you look at it a year from now, either you can start to become a master manifester in your life, or you can be exactly where you are right now, or even worse if you continue down the same rabbit hole that you're in right now that's not producing the results that you want in your life. So you've got to start being mindful, which is to be aware, to watch your thoughts, to watch your feelings, to observe them, to see what's going on there, because a lot of times it's so automatic we don't even pay attention to it. And it is about attention. It's not that we're not even thinking about it because we're talking about thoughts here. We can be thinking about all kinds of things and not really be aware of what we're thinking about. We're kind of checked out and on automatic pilot. So you can be thinking, well, nothing ever goes right for me. My life sucks. Things are just horrible right now. You can be having those thoughts and they feel so normal to you, you don't even stop to observe or to be aware of them. So, what we're inviting you to do is to start being aware of what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and what you're believing. When I say feeling, why are feelings important? Well, feelings are that emotional charge that gives life to the thoughts. And you can also get in a mind loop that produces deeper feelings of pain, frustration, anger, things like that. So the mind loop, you think a thought, nobody loves me. It just doesn't seem like anybody really cares about me. And that's a thought that gets encoded into a belief. So the belief is nobody cares about me. Nobody really loves me. And when you think that thought and you believe that, what does it make you feel? What are the feelings? They're horrible. It's horrible to feel like nobody cares about you. It's deeply sad. It's a feeling of hopelessness, of grief, of pain. And what happens is that gives fuel to the information going into the subconscious mind, into that garden that we're planting into our garden, which is going to bear fruit tomorrow. So if we become aware of it, we start paying attention to what's going on the level of our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs. We can start thought stopping. Wait a minute, whoa, I don't want to have that thought. That's not productive. How can I reframe that? So, if you're having the experience that nobody loves you, nobody cares about you, you don't have enough money, you're up to your ears in debt, those kind of thoughts and feelings that you're noticing happening on a daily basis, you notice a lot of your focus is there, a lot of your energy is going in that direction. You have to stop and say, whoa, there are people that love me. And you can look for evidence of that. I'm sure you'll find it. Even if it's your dog, maybe the dog isn't a person, but it's a being who loves you. My dog loves me. My cat loves me. My mother, you can find people in your life that do love you. And even if it comes down to I love me. Now, a lot of people don't feel that way, but that's something to work on, right? Is to find evidence. Well, there's evidence that I have enough money because I was able to do this. Or if it's true, I mean, let's get real. Sometimes we don't have enough money. Sometimes we can't pay our bills. Things get really bad sometimes, right? But what we want to do is ignore current physical reality. And I don't mean don't try to pay your bills or pay what you can. But when I say ignore current physical reality, ignore what's out picturing in your life today because that's the results of the thoughts, feelings, and beliefs you had yesterday in the past. Because there's that lag time between the time you're thinking it, feeling it, and believing it to the time the physical results show up in your life. So if you take the stance that today I'm going to start being mindful of my thoughts, my feelings, and beliefs, I'm going to start catching those negative thoughts and turn them around. Turning them around may be about saying an affirmation every time that you go to, I don't have enough money. I can't pay my bills. Whenever you go to that place, you can stop and say, I have all the money I need. I'm abundant. I live in an abundant universe. And you may not see the physical proof of that right this moment, but you're starting to plant the seeds for tomorrow. See? You're starting to put those seeds into that fertile soil of the subconscious, and then you have to nurture them. And what I mean by nurturing them is you have to continue to focus on what you are creating consciously by continually stopping those thoughts that say, I don't have enough, I can't afford it. Nobody loves me. I'm worthless. I'm not enough. You start catching these thoughts and beliefs that you have that get fueled by emotion, that pain and the sadness and the grief and all of that emotion that goes hand in hand when you believe certain things or when you're thinking certain things, that it's all part of one system. So if you start thinking, I am abundant, I live in an abundant universe, I have all that I need, I am wealthy. Your mind starts also looking for evidence of that. You might see that unexpected money coming in that allows you to pay that bill at the last moment. Or you might see somebody show up and offer you a loving gesture that's evidence that you are loved. You just start to see that evidence that's supporting the new reality that you are creating because you're making a conscious decision to change what you're thinking, feeling, and believing. And that is going into the subconscious mind and making that energetic impression. The seeds are being planted, and then it's going to produce fruit in the physical reality. So tomorrow, you will start to notice, and I don't mean just the day after today, I'm talking about in the near future, you'll start to notice things changing. You'll start to notice that there is more money coming in, that you are experiencing greater love, that you're attracting different kinds of people into your life. Because when you go into that negativity around relationships, for example, there's no good ones left. All men are narcissists, all women are takers, whatever you're telling yourself on a regular basis becomes your experience because you're planting that seed. And so that's what ends up showing up because it's showing up according to how you're believing about it. It's done unto you as you believe. So don't you believe it? Believe that there are plenty of really wonderful prospects out there for mates. There are plenty of people out there that care about you, that love you, that could show you that kindness and love. And as you nurture that, that's what starts to show up. You may find that your whole social group starts to change, that you spend less and less time with some people and more time with others because you are migrating towards what feels good. It feels better being with this group of people because they're loving and supportive and kind than these people who are judging and it just doesn't feel good to be around them. So you end up making different choices in how you spend your time and how you spend your energy. It takes work at first because our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that we've been focusing on for the majority of our life or for a period of time, maybe after a trauma or a bad experience, you may have gone into more negativity and started seeing more and more and more negative results showing up in your life. It becomes habitual. And you have to break the habit of focusing on what you don't want and start focusing instead on what you do want. More love, more abundance, better health, greater fitness. And when you start focusing on these things, your energy starts to go in that direction. So say you want greater fitness, for example, that you're going to be more inspired to get in a fitness routine, to eat better. If you want to create more money. You might be inspired to start a business or to change your business or to look for another job or to even create more opportunity in the situation that you're in. So things start to change because when we plant the seeds, how does the subconscious mind take that seed that you've given it and produce fruit in physical reality? It may seem a little hard to fathom how that works, but the subconscious mind is the dynamo that directs your energy. It has this power that starts to maneuver you through inspired action, through what you feel inspired to do. You might be given a thought, well, I need to go talk to this person. And it ends up being a new contact or a job opportunity or a client or whatever it is that could be helpful to take you towards your goal. So you start to follow that intuition and that inspiration and take inspired action. So normally when you start to do this work, you start using visualization because as you imagine something to be true, the subconscious doesn't know the difference between what is imagined and what is real. So it will respond to what you are imagining just as much as it responds to what is real in physical reality. It doesn't know the difference. It can't tell the difference because it it lives in a world of images, of impressions. So what you impress upon that subconscious mind is what ends up coming into your physical reality. So that's why it's important to visualize yourself being successful and abundant and in love and in great health, and continue to focus on these visions of what you desire to create in your life. See it as already done, see it as already here, because you are planting the seeds in the subconscious saying, this is the reality that I'm creating. And the subconscious mind, being that it doesn't discriminate between negative or positive, it just gives you what you give it. It mirrors to you how you're feeling in the moment, where you're at now. It says, okay. So if you say, I'm a worthless piece of crap, the subconscious mind says, okay. And if you say, I'm amazing, I'm successful, I'm abundant, the subconscious mind says, okay. So it gives you a mirror. It mirrors to you what's going on the conscious realm, what you're thinking, believing, feeling, visualizing. And that's why it's so important to change this focus. And because it is work, it does take time, it does take dedicated focus, but it works. And if you can start doing this today, you can start seeing a completely different reality show up in your life tomorrow. Now, I have created a course and community. The community is called Conscious Creators, and the course is the Wealth Magnet Method. And this helps you to shift your consciousness from where you are now to a wealth consciousness. Now, when I talk about a wealth consciousness, it's not just about money. Health is wealth, relationships are wealth. Look at everything in your life that when you're abundant in it, you feel wealthy. So I've created the Wealth Magnet Method for you that you can go and you can begin that today free. I'm going to put a link in the description below so that you can go ahead and sign up for it today for free and get started. And This is brand new, so it's a new community that's just starting. The community is so that you can surround yourself with like-minded people who are working on the same thing, which is to reprogram their subconscious mind to produce the results that they want in their life. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, that you would like to start practicing, then go down and get signed up today. And if you're listening to this in a podcast and you can't find the description, go to my website, kalialaroche.com, and you will see the wealth magnet method in the links at the top of the page. And you can just go ahead and click on that, and that'll take you to where you need to go. But I invite you to come along right now. Let's get started. You can work with me in changing your reality to one that you love, to create that life that you love. So I hope to see you there in the community, and I will welcome you personally. Thanks so much for listening, and I will see you soon.